So thank you so much, David. It's a pleasure to talk to you. I was really curious about Passfolio and what you're planning. You're a two-year-old company, right? And what's the idea? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, well, it's really great to talk to you, and happy to talk to your readers. So, yeah, we started the company about 2 years ago with the vision and the mission of increasing access to the United States stock market and cryptocurrency. So traditionally, you had to have a lot of money to invest in the United States stock market, and the brokers would charge very high fees. And in the United States, what's been happening with Robinhood is, they went commission free and forced the whole market to go commission free. And we're like, well, why can't Brazilians, invest in the same way, commission free? And that was the idea. So yeah, about 2 years ago we started it, and we have seen massive growth. Over $100 million have been invested. We have well over 100,000 users, and the key for us is really that we are commission free. We don't think there should be fees for people investing in the U.S. stock market. And we've seen that we have some competitors, they tend to charge a lot of fees, and we just don't think people should pay them.
So what's the business model? How you make money?
Well, we make the most money from cryptocurrency trades. So we do charge on the cryptocurrency side. Is there sort of higher costs over there? There's also interest on the cash that sits into the accounts that we actually share with users if they join our pro plan. And there is a payment for order flow. So we get some very tiny amount of revenue for the stock trades that happen. Basically like fractions of a penny per order.
Per order. Okay. So you're like, as I mentioned, you are like Robinhood and Coinbase glued together.
Exactly. And we also do make money on the foreign exchange fees. There are some fees.
For Forex, you charge it as well, right? And your plan is to give access only to the U.S. stock market, or you're planning to maybe go to Europe, and I mean even Brazil, foreigners investing in Brazilian market?
No, I mean really the idea is a single global investment marketplace. So ultimately, we want to have not just U.S. stocks in the app. We want to have Brazil stocks, Hong Kong stocks, Japanese stocks, and we want to let people also from all over the world invest. So it's really about a global investment marketplace and giving people more access to a lot of investments that only rich people have right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so we definitely want to expand the number of assets in the service and the people that can access it. So, for the future, we're looking at adding mutual funds, bonds, options, many more products.
Right. Hey, it's funny when you say that only rich people could do that, and you have the misconception that you can have a foreign account, or you can't invest in other markets. I mean, this is illegal, and rich people have money in offshores because they're trying to avoid taxes, and it's available for everyone, right? You can do it right. I mean, some people do it the wrong way, but you can do it the right way, right?
You can definitely do it the right way. Our Forex partner definitely reports, what they need to the Brazil Central Bank. Everything is well regulated. We even have a tax reporting guide that we give users. So yeah, and we are highly, highly regulated in the United States. We have a United States broker-dealer registered with the SEC and FINRA. Securities are insured by SIPC up to $500,000. And we have a Brazil broker partner, actually, RB Investimentos. So it's totally legal. Yeah, there definitely can be done.
And it's safe.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we spent a lot of time making the service secure. We use industry-leading banking security practices. We use encryption throughout the throughout the service. All of our, APIs use secure HTTP. We require all users to use multi-factor authentication, and we even support the app-based type, which is the most secure. So security is definitely a, top of mind. It's a high priority for us.
Because the thing is, when you hear, like, when I first wrote about Stake, I didn't know them, and when people talk about Passfolio, it sounds like, who are these guys? I mean, is it safe? Is it secure to put my money there? I mean, what are these companies? Because for example, some forex, we can't do forex in Brazil, right? It's not legal, and a lot of companies offer that, and it's all illegal. So it's a trap that maybe you and other players almost fall. So people confuse everything and put in the same bag. So how do you deal? Is it a big problem for you in other countries, or is it maybe the most important thing, or the most one of the things you have to deal with? I mean, demystifying and saying this is safe to do. Give me your money.
Yeah, no, it is. So we have an extensive regulatory and compliance team. We take it, very seriously. We have to comply with all the laws. Like I said, that's why we have the Brazil broker partner. And we have a Nigerian company, for example. We also serve Nigerians, and we're starting to work in Mexico too. So it's something that we spend a lot of time on to get it right, to make sure that there are no problems.
Mm-hmm. You're operating bootstrap. You have any investors? So have you had any investments? Do you have investors so far?
Yeah. So the company actually started back in 2017 as a cryptocurrency company, and we had a token sale that's actually been funding the company, and then we had about almost $3 million in sort of venture investment.
Why moving from crypto to traditional investment?
Well, we support both, and the product did change, right? Because what we saw actually from building the first crypto product was there was this demand globally for access to good investments, even just US dollars. We saw, it was something that I didn't really realize, that it was one of the reasons why people just wanted Bitcoin, was they were even worried about their local currency. It turns out, hyperinflation is definitely a problem. You look at like Venezuela, currencies do collapse. I think that's really what has fueled a lot of the interest in Bitcoin. And then what I realized,
that's what happened in Cyprus in 2013, right? People ran to Bitcoin.
Yeah, so it's definitely, that's why people were really interested in Bitcoin. And then I realized just dollars, something, I take for granted sitting in the United States, can be very valuable to people. And then I realized, not everyone can just invest in the US stock market if you're abroad. There are these, you might have to have $500,000 to open your brokerage account. And I'm like, that is completely, I don't even have that much money. It's like, we want to democratize access to financial opportunity, and we think, everyone should have access to the best investments in the world. And that is what we are working on achieving.
Do you have plans to become a bank, just like Avenue here in Brazil? They started with brokerage and now moving to a full service bank for Brazilians worldwide, right? Do you have plans, the same kind of plans?
So yeah, we're actually launching a banking product in November. We're going to be giving US dollar accounts and debit cards to users.
Worldwide? Worldwide?
Huh?
Worldwide?
It'll start with Brazilians and United States citizens, but starting with Brazilians, and then we plan to expand it. And it'll give people, all over the world, basically starting with Brazil, the opportunity to have a bank account in US dollars and easily buy things online from US merchants, or when they travel abroad.
Mm-hmm. I mean, why I understand why this is important, but why taking this step? I mean, this obviously makes the operation more cost costly and more more complex, right? You're not a brokerage company. You're a bank.
Yeah.
I mean, even more regulation, even more work.
Oh yeah, yeah, tons of regulations, but really it was we saw users requesting the feature. So a lot of users really want this. Even people that work at Passfolio, they travel abroad, they want to buy stuff on Amazon. They want easy, secure access to store and spend US dollars.
And why Brazil? Why starting this with Brazilians?
Yeah. Well, really, back when we were starting the company, we sort of did some research trying to find, identify the first country to start in, and it was really actually the interest in cryptocurrency along with the well-developed regulation that sort of provided us a well-regulated legal way to operate, and that's how we found our Brazil broker partner, and we have our tax guide. So it just proved to be a really really exciting country in terms of people being interested in it. XP has spent a lot of time actually increasing financial education in the country, so more people are actually looking for great investment opportunities. So that helped a lot, and the regulatory setup really helped. So just sort of like all the pieces made sense for Brazil. It's also an extremely exciting economy in Latin America, so
very volatile and a good way to protect your money is to put it elsewhere. Right, and there was some central bank. There was a central bank number this week. I read like Brazilians have like $12 billion in bitcoins, in cryptocurrency. I mean, it's amazing. Unreal.
It's going to get huge. I'm a big believer in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and I think things are just beginning.
So how do you see Brazil? I mean, how important is Brazil for you? How are you investing in the country? How is your team down here?
Yeah. I mean, the vast majority of the team, I think over half the team is actually in Brazil. We only have like 3 people in the United States.
Really? Wow.
About a quarter of the team, I think, is in Nigeria. So, I mean, Brazil is definitely our focus. It's where most of our people are based. And, we even did a COVID hunger fundraiser, actually, for Brazil. We donated to, I forget, like 4 or 5 charities.
Really? Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, I think it was around $100,000 or something. Yeah.
Wow.
We donated our cryptocurrency revenue for a month. So, yeah, $150,000. Yeah.
For Brazilian charity.
Really, yeah, I think it was 4 or 5 different charities. So, we are, very invested in Brazil. It's where most of the team is. The other big thing is we offer, full customer support and language support in Portuguese. So, if you're in Brazil, you sign up, you use the service. You're really getting, a native Portuguese service and customer support experience. So it's really like the service is, tailored to Brazil. We also, in the app support TED and fixed deposits.
Your Australian competitors also have a big operation here in Brazil. Yeah. Why you guys so invested here?
I mean, it's a super exciting and growing economy. There's a lot of good things going on in Brazil. I think it's the #1 economy in Latin America.
So, do you see? Speaking of Latin America, do you have plans to grow, expand in the region from Brazil?
Oh yeah, I mean we're already pretty much launched in Mexico. We're looking at Colombia. Yeah, we plan to expand across the region.
I was looking I was checking you out, checking you up on the web, and I crossed with your LinkedIn profile, and it is do not LinkedIn, and do not send me a Facebook or wherever. Write me an email or find me on Signal. You say that what I understood that you don't like social media. You are one of those guys.
Yeah, I think I'm a big proponent of privacy. It's something I take very seriously. I think in the U.S. there's a lot of spyware, a lot of people reading things. So I definitely am a fan of encrypted chat communication. I'm not the biggest fan of Facebook. So yeah, I think my LinkedIn says it.
I heard a talk by David McClure, I think 2 years ago, two or 3 years ago, and he said that he consciously tries to avoid Google. And he said the most time I managed to avoid Google was 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, he failed on a Google product or on a Google service somehow. Do you do stuff like that to try to avoid using?
I haven't gone that far. I think I, selectively, for example, I do use Signal and am a big proponent of Signal for chat. I like Twitter more than Facebook, I'll say that. I think Facebook has causes a lot of societal problems. I think that, starting to come out all the problems it has caused and that they've sort of known about. So, yeah, I think social media is definitely a double-edged sword. There are benefits, but there are a lot of cons, especially if you look at how the service has been run.
Right. Going back to investment, and we spoke about Coinbase and Robinhood at the beginning, and especially Robinhood and all the thing with meme stocks and the IPO, and now Coinbase is under scrutiny as well, just like Facebook. How do you see the scenario in the US for the new competitors, and how people are going to invest and what's the scenario for those companies, the kind of companies like Coinbase and Robinhood and yourselves, right?
I mean, I think that since COVID, there's been huge growth in people getting into investing and studying about their financial health, learning about retirement. So the sector is booming, and
you think because people have more time, they're spending more time at home, so they have
more time, and they had government stimulus. So
right.
they so I think the huge growth that we saw in the U.S. market is now happening abroad, or starting to, and I think they're very super excited about, of course, Passfolio and the market in general, just getting more people investing in the stock market and learning that if you just keep your money in a bank account, it's not going to grow for you. Your money is not working for you, and it should be. You can basically make money while you sleep. So it's it's important to put your money to work. Save for retirement, grow a retirement fund or an emergency fund, a college fund. And this is all things that people are sort of learning more about globally now. In Brazil, I think this is definitely taking off. And what you saw with GameStop really was showing the power of individual investors, right? It used to be, a few rich, big, whatever, banks, investors, whatever, controlled the market. And then, as access increased to, just regular people, it turned out that they were a very powerful force. And it's only going to grow. I mean, I think we're really seeing a change in the markets where there's this new force of, individual investors that, for whatever reason, invest in what they want. Not what the government tells them.
So do you think this is a movement, or this is a thing that won't go away? I mean, won't be just like the GameStop or...
No, it's growing, and it's definitely growing with cryptocurrency and just more people entering the market and investing. Access is increasing. That's a big thing that we're about, is increasing access and reducing costs.
Okay. Where do you see crypto going? I mean, what's gonna happen with crypto? Do you think that like now that you have central banks digital currency, we're talking a lot about that. every week there's a new
Yeah.
cryptocurrency that it's, the people make money on, and then next week it falls, and they have NFTs. Where do you see all that going?
I mean, it's an amazing technology, and we're really just like at the very, very beginning, right? Just this year, you've really seen NFTs take off, and we haven't even really seen sort of, how they're going to evolve, how they're, are they, digital club memberships? Now people are hosting, in-person events for holders of like a certain NFT. I think there'll be a lot of growth or cross-pollination between gaming and NFTs. That seems to be a really natural fit. As someone who runs an international company, I have definitely seen just the problems with trying to pay people abroad. Sending wires, they're slow, hard to send, expensive. There really is a use for cryptocurrency, for a unified global digital ledger. That's sort of what it is, and it's not going away. I think I read recently that Brazil, like this week, was talking about making I think Bitcoin like a nationally accepted currency. So it's really just going to keep growing. It's going to get more regulated and taxed and all that good stuff, but it's not going away. It's just going to get huge.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you speak of regulation, right? It seems like the most the people who defend the most, they say they think that regulation is a bad thing. What do you say? Is it good or is it bad to regulate crypto?
No, I think it's good. I think people want clarity, especially in the United States. Right now, a lot of the more cutting edge crypto companies don't allow U.S. residents or citizens to use their service because the regulation is unclear here. Like what we do, the regulation, is clear. So, we're comfortable with what we're doing, but some of the more cutting edge technologies, they block the U.S. because they don't know what the situation is. So actually regulatory clarity would be much appreciated. Right, like companies we all want to build and provide these services in a legal, well-regulated way.
Right.
But we sort of know what the law is. It's not helpful to just leave it undefined, and then we don't really know what's going on. And it's not a good situation. So I think the laws and the regulations are developing here in the U.S. and globally, and it's just going to really grow the space.
Right, but Coinbase played ball for a long time, and now they're trying to push the envelope and do new things. Regulators are saying, "Nah, you're not going there."
Well, they're on hold. They're sort of. I think last I read was they're like delayed a month, waiting for a response, and they might end up in court. As Mark Cuban said, if the regulators themselves can't figure out what to do, they basically are going to just send it to the court and try to let a judge figure it out. It's like regulation by judge. Not
we know that. You should come to Brazil and have some classes. We are going through that.
Oh, really? Yeah. So it's really not great. It'd really be better if on this issue the SEC sort of laid out how they want Coinbase to run their product. Be really helpful.
Going back to banking and then the launch of your banking service here in Brazil, what are the plans? You said November. How is it going to be available? What are you planning to do? Is it a bank account, and how is it going to evolve? What are you thinking about that in terms of product?
So it's going to be a full US dollar bank account and debit card, fully accessible in the Passfolio app to Brazilians and United States residents. If you have an approved and open Passfolio account, you'll be able to then apply to open the bank account. It'll start with the digital only card. It'll work with Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, Google Pay, and we'll probably look to launch the physical card probably next year.
Next year. How is it going to be different from Nomad and Avenue?
I suspect one big thing is we tend to have lower fees.
Lower fees.
So our deposit fee will likely be lower, is what I've seen. And I think, just looking at, our app and, notification experience, we're going to have, really nice statements and reporting, different types of notifications, like we have price notifications now, and we probably even have plans to, in the future, connect maybe the card to like your cryptocurrency balance. If you want to keep all your money in crypto, there could be features like that.
Maybe a credit card, or is it too hard to?
Possibly, yeah. Possibly. I mean, we're going to keep expanding on the, product side. So like I mentioned, stock options, mutual funds, possibly lending. A credit card is definitely something we'll probably look at.
Great, great. And how do you see Passfolio in the next 3 to 5 years? Do you have your eyes on an IPO? Where's the company going?
Yeah, eventually. I don't really know the timeline for that. We're really focused on product, creating a product and service that users love and find useful. So, people come to us because they really value the service, like the ability to invest in the US market in cryptocurrencies in a secure, well-regulated way. And now we're going to launch the bank account and the debit card. So we're really just focused on, creating products that people love and educating more people about financial health and wellness and, how they can put their money to work for them.
And I mean, Stake secured great, interesting round with Tiger was one of the investors. Were you planning to bring on board Sequoia, A16? What are you looking for?
We'll see. We don't really need the money right now, so investment really isn't a focus, or fundraising isn't really a focus. We're really just focused on building the best product possible.
Great. David, thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, it was great talking to you. Thank you so much for the time.